Hi, everyone. Welcome to the NACAC Rural and Small Town SIG College Spotlight for Scripps College. I'm Priyanka Singh, Assistant Director of Admission, and I'm excited to share more with you about Scripps. So Scripps College is a four-year private liberal arts college located in Claremont, California, which is about 35 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. We're a small community with just a little over 1,000 students who attend Scripps. 9% are first generation, 41% are students of color, and 11% are Pell eligible. There are more than 50 different majors to choose from, and our popular majors range across a wide breadth of academic areas such as biology, media studies, psychology, economics, and politics. Our six-year graduation rate is 90%, and one important thing to note is that Scripps is a women's college and a member of a co-ed consortium known as the Claremont Colleges. And the Claremont Colleges consist of 5 undergraduate colleges and 2 graduate institutions. Scripps students have the opportunity to build community within a tight-knit women's college and then largely across the consortium too. So it's like having the best of both worlds all in one. The 5 undergraduate colleges depicted here are Pomona, Scripps, Claremont McKenna, Harvey Mudd, and Pitzer colleges, which we commonly refer to as the 5 Cs. The campuses are all located within approximately 1 square mile, allowing students to travel from one to another within minutes without the need for a car or a shuttle. And total undergraduate population across the 5 Cs is about 6,000 students. So one academic benefit to the consortium is cross-registration, which allows students from one 5C to enroll in courses at another. So logistics like academic calendars, finals week, and registration procedures are all coordinated across the campuses. But keep in mind, differences do exist in cross-registration policies across our 5 colleges and may limit the amount of off-campus classes a student can take or access to certain off-campus majors. There are also more opportunities to engage and be involved across the 5 Cs. Each college hosts their own school-specific clubs and organizations. In fact, Scripps has more than 30 active clubs and organizations, but there's also over 250 shared 5C clubs and organizations, and a range of events and activities to explore as well. 5C students also have access to all 5C dining halls and eateries across the consortium. There's also shared affinity, health, and faith-based resources, such as the Office of Black Student Affairs, Chicano Latino Student Affairs, the Queer Resource Center, Student Disability Resources Center, Student Health Services, our Montsor Counseling and Psychological Services, and a Central Chaplain's Office. We also all share access to Hanomad Library, which is a 2 million volume library where students have access to library databases for research, special collections, quiet study floors, collaborative common spaces, and study rooms. So basically what this all boils down to is students benefit from a small residential experience with additional access to university-style resources, along with more social and academic opportunities across the 5 Cs. So now let's talk a little bit more about the Scripps experience. One obvious distinction between us and our 5C neighbors is that we are the only women's college within the consortium, but that's a huge advantage for many reasons. So first is this is an academic and residential environment that was created to educate and empower students, a space where their voice is amplified, their impact is recognized, and the community really rallies behind them regardless of what path they decide to pursue. So students immediately start to see the difference in their classroom experience. They may notice they feel more confident speaking up and vocalizing their opinions. And since classes tend to be smaller, more seminar style and discussion based, they're in a space where they naturally get to engage and learn more from their peers and professors. At Scripps, students are valued for their voice, their differing perspectives and ideas they bring into conversations, but more importantly, students are collaborating in an academic space where everyone gets a chance to participate and grow. Students are also part of a community that challenges them, but doesn't boast hyper-competitiveness. This may sound cliche, but Scripps students lift each other up rather than pull each other down. Because they recognize that individual success leads to collective success. And that's really what a collaborative community is all about. Scripps students still challenge one another to think deeper and see things in ways they haven't seen before. And they're pushed out of their comfort zone, but in a way that inspires students to become the best version of themselves. Then there's leadership, which isn't defined by a title, but instead by the impact one makes in their community. Students get to determine what leadership looks like for them, whether that means getting involved in student government, running for leadership positions, helping guide conversations in and outside of their classrooms, or finding meaningful ways to give back to their community as service leaders or creatively expressing themselves. It can be really inspiring to see peers leading in so many different ways across the Scripps community, and goes back to this idea of celebrating collective success. The LASPA Center for Leadership is also a great resource for all Scripps students, since they develop a variety of programming throughout the year and provide funding opportunities for students to fulfill their passion projects. So if a student needs help cultivating their leadership skills, LASPA is there to help. In addition to leadership development, preparing for life after Scripps is also really important. The college's Career Planning and Resources Office, which we refer to as CP&R, works closely with students by providing individual career counseling, access to online job search engines, networking opportunities, and other programming with alums and industry experts, along with job and internship search coaching. More than 80% of Scripps students actually hold at least one internship prior to graduation. And in addition to internship and post-graduation job support, CP&R also assists students who are interested in graduate school programs, gap year programs, and fellowships. There's also some distinctive aspects to the academic experience at Scripps, one being the core curriculum in interdisciplinary humanities. And the core curriculum is a signature 3-course, 3-semester sequence that all Scripps students will begin their academic journey with. And these core classes are available only for Scripps students, and it's designed to give them a foundation in interdisciplinary learning. So over the course of core, students amplify their ideas and their voice and become really good at approaching challenges through a multi-layered lens, making them really effective critical thinkers. Students and professors also explore important issues and themes from a variety of academic perspectives, oftentimes layering concepts of one to break down pieces of another. So it all begins with Core 1 in fall semester, where students explore a common theme, which currently is truth, through a variety of academic disciplines. And there's both a lecture and a discussion group component to the Core 1 experience. Then in spring semester, students take Core 2 and continue exploring interdisciplinary learning, but with a sharper focus. And there's a variety of course offerings that students can choose from for Core 2, and they sometimes are team taught by faculty from different academic areas. The last of the sequence is Core 3, where students engage in innovative and collaborative projects and dive into individualized self-directed research with a professor and a small seminar-style course. And typically Core 3 is taken the fall semester of a student's sophomore year. Then selecting a major is another prominent part of the academic experience, and students don't need to apply into any particular majors. In fact, Scripps students won't officially declare their majors until spring semester of their second years. Some students may be multi-interested, so about 20% of our students will choose to pursue a double or dual major. Another popular pairing is pursuing a major and supplementing it with a minor. Then in a student's final year at Scripps, they get a chance to dive deeper into their majors by working on and developing a senior thesis project. And it provides Scripps seniors an opportunity to delve into significant independent research at the undergraduate level. Each May, we have a tradition called Capstone Day, where the community comes together to learn about different senior thesis projects, and it's just a chance to highlight the academic achievements of our graduating seniors. So one of the things that students love about their academic experience at Scripps is having the opportunity to learn and engage in intentionally smaller classes where discussion, debate, and the pursuit of knowledge are celebrated. It's also an opportunity to develop friendships and professional relationships with peers and professors that continue well beyond graduation. So campus life and the student experience goes well beyond the classroom at Scripps. There's tons of ways to be involved at Scripps and also across the 5 Cs. And with so many opportunities to be involved, students often meet their closest friends, they discover hidden passions, they gain new skills, or all of the above through engagement with clubs and organizations. In addition, there's tons of events and programs that are also hosted across the 5Cs. So whether it's going to a movie screening, a guest speaker event, or learning how to make zines in your residence halls, I always say you're only going to be bored unless you want to be, but more than likely you'll probably find something that piques your interest from week to week. I also want to highlight SCORE, which stands for Scripps Communities of Resources and Empowerment. SCORE works to build an inclusive community through social justice programming with an emphasis on intersectionality. SCORE also provides leadership development opportunities using a social justice framework and advises various student-led identity-based affinity clubs at Scripps as well. In addition to SCORE, there's also the First Generation at Scripps program, which is another community of support, advocacy, and resources for Scripps students who are first in their families to attend a four-year college. There's also the Tiernan Fieldhouse, which is our health and wellness center at Scripps. It's another resource for students to prioritize holistic health and wellness. Then, like many women's colleges, we also value our traditions. They play a really unique role in the ways that students stay connected to our community. So the ones that are listed here are three of our most popular traditions that we celebrate at Scripps. And many students love that these are opportunities that not only ground them to the students that they're attending Scripps with, but it's also opportunities and type of programming that connects them to generations of Scripps students as well. So I also wanted to share a little bit more about some additional resources. So first, we do offer student fly-in programs. Discover Scripps is typically our fall fly-in program and is intended for high school seniors who identify as first generation, low income, and or underrepresented students of color. All of our programming this fall has been virtual, so students have been able to opt in for the Discover mailing list and receive updates on webinars, helpful tips in the application process, and more opportunities to connect with Scripps students virtually. Then dive into Scripps as an admitted student program for underrepresented students of color and first generation students. It's traditionally an additional day of on-campus programming, but was also transformed into a virtual experience last spring. Typically when these programs are hosted on campus, there is travel funding available for students. Scripps also offers a virtual tour experience along with virtual information sessions that are hosted 3 times a week, as well as optional interviews for high school seniors. Some additional resources, in addition to SCORE and the First Generation at Scripps program, are our Academic Resources and Services Department. So they provide students access to a variety of resources such as tutoring, office hours with professors, library services, and much more. They're also responsible for coordinating disability support services for students. Scripps students also have access to a writing center to receive support, and there's also additional 5C resources that students can also gain access to. So things like Hanamud Library, the Student Disabilities Resource Center, along with other consortium-wide groups. And then finally, I just wanted to also share some admission-related information specific to Scripps. So our application platforms that we use are the Common App, but we are also a QuestBridge partner. So students that are Quest scholars that are non-participating finalists, non-match finalists, or non-finalists can utilize their QuestBridge application and roll that over into the application process for Scripps. We offer 2 admission plans, early decision and regular decision. We have some different deadlines that are listed here. So for early decision 1, that deadline is December 1st, which was actually extended this year. Typically our deadline for early decision 1 is November 15th. And then for early decision 2 and regular decision, they actually have the same deadline of January 5th. We are SAT and ACT test optional for all applicants. Students are at no disadvantage if they decide not to include scores with their application, and they do not need to justify as to why they're not providing the SAT or ACT test scores with their application. This is also a permanent policy, so we will be permanently test optional moving forward. There's also application fee waivers that students can access. Students that are rolling over their QuestBridge application will automatically have that fee waiver applied, and the fee will be waived. And then through the Common App, students can also select the option to receive a fee waiver. For financial aid and scholarships, we do offer both need-based aid as well as scholarships. So for need-based aid, students would need to complete the free application for federal student aid as well as the CSS profile. And for need-based aid, we do meet a student's 100% demonstrated financial need. For scholarship consideration, all first-year applicants are automatically considered. There's no special deadline or additional materials. All first-year applicants that apply to Scripps will be considered for scholarships, and they're notified at the time of admission if they've received a scholarship. And then if a student requires an enrollment deposit waiver, all they would need to do is just email our office to receive that. And if you or your students have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Priyanka Singh. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission. My email is listed here. You can also access some additional information through our website and also through our Scripps Admission Instagram account, where we post a lot of updates and other information. Thank you all so much for tuning in to learn a little bit more about Scripps. It was a pleasure chatting and sharing a little bit more about the Scripps experience with you all. Thanks so much.